I think we can all agree that when you can, staying on Disney property is absolutely incredible. So today I'm going to give you guys 3 great reasons to stay on property while you're at Walt Disney World. First things first, guys, before we get into the reasons why you should stay on property at Walt Disney World, really, there's a lot of different ways to stay at Walt Disney World, and really there's kind of something for every budget. You know, there's definitely high-end, there's definitely value resorts, and then there's kind of those in between. But really, it really depends on you guys as far as how you like to travel. But these are 3 great reasons why you should definitely stay on property however you travel. So the first reason you guys should stay on Disney property when you travel to Walt Disney World is the transportation. So from the first moment that you fly into the Orlando International Airport to the time that you fly out after your vacation, guys, you start off with the Magical Express. The Magical Express really is magical, first of all, because it really does get you into the Disney mood. First of all, I know that when you're flying in, you're already in that Disney mood. You can't wait to get there and see all the sights, have the food, do all the shopping. It's all there. But, you know, it really starts with how Disney really takes you guys to your resort. And it really gets no better than the Magical Express. It's just a great way to kind of get the Disney flowing through your veins there, and it's a great way to start off your vacation. And then also, while you're on property, there are so many different ways to get around. Now, obviously, there is the Disney bus transportation, which is probably the most popular and the most common way to get around while you're on property. And quite frankly, it's also the easiest. But then also, guys, you have the gondola system that's coming up that are going to link certain resorts to a couple of the theme parks like Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And then, of course, you have at the Transportation and Ticket Center to get you to the Magic Kingdom, the monorail, and the ferry boat. So, guys, those are different ways to get around on property that are absolutely free. Now, here's the thing. You are able to pay for minivans, Uber, and Lyft. And guys, those are great values to be able to kind of very quickly get from point A to point B. There are no lines, you don't have to wait on a bus or anything like that, but it can add up. So if you're on a tight budget, remember, guys, all of that transportation, the buses, the gondolas, the monorail, the ferry boat, all of that is free. And of course, the Magical Express. Now, if you're driving to Disney World and you're not from, you know, halfway across the country like we are, then of course you can actually drive to your resort that you're staying at on property. Again, guys, this is where it really works out for you. Yes, you're gonna have to pay an overnight parking fee for every night of your stay, but again, there is no reason to take your car anywhere else on property while you're there, guys, because here's the thing, you will have to pay for parking when you do go to those other parks. So, you know, if to save some money, pay your overnight fee that you'll have to pay at the resort that you're staying at. Depending on which resort you're going to stay at will depend on the fee that you pay. But guys, that transportation during the day while you're going from park to park, or you're going just to the park and back to your resort, that is absolutely free. There's no reason to pay for parking. The second great reason that you need to stay on property when you travel to Walt Disney World are the extra magic hours. Extra magic hours are absolutely incredible, and they're a must if you're trying to get those high value rides in before the rest of the crowds out there try to get into the parks. The way the extra magic hours work is that if you are staying on property at any Disney resort, then you have access to those extra magic hours. So how they work specifically is that per day, one park will have extra magic hours. Typically in the morning, it will be 1 hour before the park opens to the general public. So that means that 1 hour before the crowd opens to the general public, the lines are going to be shorter, the crowds are going to be smaller, it's going to be way more manageable, and especially if you're trying to get those high value rides, it's a must do, guys, for sure. When a park has extra magic hours at night, typically it's for 2 to 3 hours after the park closes to the general public. So if you're staying on Disney property at any of their resorts, from value to deluxe to even the campgrounds, guys, you get that 2 to 3 extra hours at night that the general public doesn't. So again, gives you more time to get in there, have some more fun at the rides. If you're looking at going to another park earlier in the day and you have a park hopping pass, then you can come back to the part that's staying open later and do even more. So there's different ways to kind of strategize it, but it definitely gives you more time to really enjoy the parks at Walt Disney World. So reason number 3 to stay on Disney property when you're going to Walt Disney World, guys, I absolutely love this feature, and that is that anything that you buy in the parks as far as souvenirs, gifts, whatever, you can actually send it back to your resort and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to carry it around all day long. You don't have to worry about where you're gonna store it, what's gonna happen to it while you're on a ride. You don't have to worry about the extra weight that it causes. You simply buy it at the park, send it back to your resort, and it's there waiting on you either that evening, depending on when you actually check it to go back to your resort, or the next morning it'll be there. So definitely a perk to staying on property for sure. So guys, those are the 3 reasons that I say that you need to stay on Disney property when you travel to Walt Disney World. But I'd like to know, what are your favorite reasons for staying on property when you travel to Walt Disney World? Please let me know in the comments. And guys, as always, thank you so much for spending your time with me here. Please give the video a like, and also if you have not, please subscribe to our channel and go ahead and hit that bell icon so we can keep you up to date with all the new videos that are coming out. Until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.